Good day, sir. Today I'm going to report the hazard map of our community, Barangay 423. So this is the hazard map of our barangay. As you can see, there are 6 kind of symbol that I put in my hazard map. The first symbol is lightning, represent a tornado. The second is triangle, represent a flood. The third is star, represent my home. The fourth is circle, represent fire. The fifth is moon, represent an earthquake. And the last one is square, represent as an evacuation center. The next slide I'll show to you the picture of prone to fire. That house has already burned twice in 2017 because those two houses are made of wood, so it's easy to burn. Uh, and the next picture is the place that are prone to flood. And those places are Estero, Prudencio Street, Miguelin Street, and Vicente Cruz Street. This street has a clogged canal and not discipline of throwing garbage in the right trash can. So that's the reason why those streets are prone in flood. And the next slide show the picture of my house and the nearest evacuation center in our barangay. Next slide is the factor analysis of different hazard in my community. First, every time there is an heavy rainfall happen, flood in our barangay is always present, the fall under frequency. The duration of flood is 2 to 3 hours since it is a low place or land that unable to rapidly subside the flood. The speed onset of the flood is after 30 minutes of heavy rainfall since the drainage is clogged by the garbage which is under probability. Next, the flood level is usually from knee to waist, which is very alarming, and we can see in the news about the flooding in other areas too. So to lessen or totally banish this type of hazard, the barangay official should take an action regarding the problem behind the flooding, which is the clogged drainage, and prepare the evacuation center if the flooding is not yet lessened its level. Second is for the earthquake. In frequency is unpredictable. Even the seismologists can predict when earthquake will happen. The duration of earthquake is 5 to 15 minutes, according to the experience of my family last year on Christmas to be exact, since I'm not yet awake of that time. For speed onset, it is also unpredictable because we can even know when it will happen. The intensity or magnitude that measure last Christmas is about 6.3 magnitude around 7:45 a.m. I think it was due to sudden slip of fault. For first warning, it is already spread in social medias and other channels in television or radio about this hazard that happened. For the manageability, the barangay officials are announcing about the said hazard to be not panic and to be safe. Third is fire. In frequency, it also unpredictable since we don't want this to happen. So therefore, it is accidentally. The duration of fire is from 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the rescue. The speed onset is 2 to 3 hours of continuous fire, which is lead to big fire and may continue with the neighbor house. The intensity of fire is second alarm since it is immediately prevent. The cause of fire is negligence of cooking and electrical equipment for first warning. It is determined by panicking neighbor, fire alarm, and massive dark smoke coming from their house. And for manageability, my cousins was immediately called the firefighter through telephone for faster action. Fourth is tornado. The frequency of it is unpredictable, and it is personally experienced and witnessed how the tornado rapidly walk. Since I am going to the barber shop to have my haircut together with my brother, but this hazard happened. It was happened on August 14, 2016. For the duration of tornado, it is only 5 minutes, but the disaster it caused is very serious. The speed onset is unpredictable because we can't know where and when it happened. The intensity of tornado that hit in our community is Fujita scale of EF1 tornado. Its cause or the probability of the tornado due to the severe thunderstorm in warm and moist where the tornado formed. The first warning would be massive wind and cold breeze, and the maneuverability stay in home as soon as possible because it is dangerous. The fifth hazard is typhoon. The frequency of rainy season from June to the early part of October, which is the wet season in the Philippines. The duration of typhoon is 4 to 6 days since it accumulates the water and fall from any part of the Philippines. The speed onset is from 96 hours to 144 hours of brewing storm. The intensity that happened in our community is storm, signal 1 to signal 3. The probability of typhoon is 171.8 millimeter per month for force warning. There are several news reporting about the movement of typhoon and what the area would affect of it. And for the manageability, the barangay officials are preparing emergency kit or other needs of the residents that are affected by the typhoon. And that's all. Thank you po, sir.